A pretty exciting day. We had yesterday off for Mother's Day and had a bloody good time with the kiddies and Lawsy. But today marks a good day. Today we're going to be getting some batteries, which is bloody exciting. They're going to get delivered this morning. What I'm actually hoping to do is ride to the battery place and see whether they're willing to give us a lift there as well. It's on the way. Let's see what they say. But regardless, I'm going to be taking all the old ones out. It's going to be a bit of a mission. They're pretty heavy. We're up pretty high, but we're going to take the old ones down, put some new ones in, and yeah, that'll pretty much allow us to properly test that our solar panels and everything else is working good, which I believe they are. I think I'm going to run all the batteries up here, up there. We've got a nice little bit of support here to stop the dodgy ladder from being extra dodgy. Like, it's going to be a mission carrying these puppies up. They weigh a bit. Then old Axel comes up with the idea of the century. Yeah, mate.
Be out here with the Cosmos, but I reckon if we reverse the Outback Batteries ute under the stairwell here, you can stand in the back of that ute, bring them straight up to you, mate.
Mate, you've made life easier.
And we're cooking with gas.
Done.
Let's get this craft back on the water.
Let's do it.
Righto, let's get into it.
Home delivery. Thanks, Axel.
No worries, mate.
Much appreciated, mate.
If you need anything else, we'll get you sorted, eh?
Legend.
All right,
Legend.
have a good day.
See you again. Thanks. And that is good old-fashioned, wonderful service. We've got the batteries up there. Everything needed to bring Cosmos back to life from an electrical standpoint. And while we're on electrical standpoints, we are going to probably stick with that today as a focus. Just going through all the batteries, going through all the cables and working out exactly what's connected to what. It's a bit of a... It's all right down there, but it could be better. So I've got a little label maker with us. I'm going to go through and label exactly what's for what so I can get some kind of order. I guess the main thing I want to do is be able to bring some power from there to there. Look, this is the current battery setup. There was another AGM in there, which is gone now. But yeah, so this is currently how it's set up. Starter batteries over there, and then the house banks here. I'm going to look at neatening this up. If I'm going to be redoing it, I want to make it a little bit better. So I've done a rough little plan. What's this? Little book, little Volvo book. But yeah, I'm going to line all the batteries up like so. Connect them all like so. With that one leading to the switch. This one leading to the switch. A little tip I got from one of you fellow story watchers and contributors. So yeah, thank you for that. I think it was Jared. And the starter battery is going to go here. So it's going to be a lot neater. And instead of putting them in these boxes, I'll separate them all by putting some aluminium angle either side. And then have maybe a bit of timber that goes across the top with a little block separating each one for airflow. Because this isn't ideal. We want them to be able to not get too hot. We don't want them to get too hot down here and too stuffy. It's already going to be under a mattress and whatnot. There's a bit of airflow in there, a little bit, but not heaps. So just by giving them that little 50mm spacing or 60mm spacing or whatever, I think it's going to be a lot better for the batteries. You know, and they're not cheap, they're not light. So I want to sort of do it as best as I possibly can, given what we've got here. So I can ditch these battery boxes. I did have them because originally it was lead acid batteries in here. So if they leaked, the acid could come out and then eat through the boat. But these, you can see silicon the bottom of them as well. It was to stop if there was a battery leak or a spillover, that it wouldn't eat through the boat, eat through the hull and take on water. So these are mainly for lead acid. We don't really need them anymore, given we've got AGM. On the whole AGM thing, we really wanted to go with lithium. I think that's what a lot of people are going to. Lithium is just so much more power, so much lighter, so much better usage of your actual battery power. You can use a lot more than what you can of the AGM, you can run the lithium batteries right down to like 10% or 20% left, whereas these you can only run them down, so there's say 60% left, so you're only using a fraction of this battery. So even though we've got to have all these batteries in here, 5 batteries, you're only using 40% of all those batteries, whereas lithium you can pretty much use 90%. So I've been told anyway. I'm no battery expert, but this is what I've learnt over the last few weeks. Pretty intensive chatting to people and online searches till the early hours of the morning. But yeah, I guess the main thing that made us go with AGM, given they're a lot heavier, not good. You can't use as much power, not good. They're cheaper, that's good. But the other thing is, all of our systems AGM, so the starter batteries are also AGMs, which means they're the same chemical. If you go with lithium, then when you charge through the solar and then you charge through the alternators, and then we turn the Jenny on, we've got a little Honda Jenny, when we turn that on, you need to rely on a computer or a little smart device. They call it a brain. There's probably a whole lot of other names for it as well, but that basically goes, okay, this battery's lithium, so you take this much power. Oh, this battery's AGM, so you take that much power. And it sorts it out for you. I'm sure it's all right. Well, it works for a lot of people, but there was a boat fire in the next yard over. The guy had incorrectly installed lithiums. Also, there's what was it called? I think a Battery World down the coast. One of them caught on fire with lithium batteries, and how we found that out was I took the van in to see him because our van batteries just went dead all of a sudden. I had no idea what was wrong with it. And then our mate came out and had a look, and he goes, oh no, they're lithiums, I can't touch them. I'm like, well, can I unscrew them for you? He goes, no, you can't touch them. I went, all right. So there's this little sort of mysticism around, not mysticism, there's a certain amount of complexity with lithium batteries. They need to be charged up. You really need to know what you're doing with them. They need to be charged at a different rate to the AGMs. Different charge cycles, different drain cycles, and I can't even get my printer to connect to the computer when I want to print something off. And that gives me the shits, let alone having an electrical system on here that costs a fortune. I'm just thinking, if the brain starts playing up, or there's an issue there, or something's not charging right, I'm going to struggle to try and troubleshoot that. Whereas the AGMs, I've worked with them before, they just make sense to us. It's just positive, negative, they drain down, they drain out. There's no like tricky, you don't need to worry as much about the thermal runaway, which apparently is what happens with the lithiums, and that's what causes the fires. And also, if you have those lithium fires, apparently they can't be put out. Nothing will put them out. They just keep burning, even when they're in water. Apparently, another story I heard, a lithium battery on fire over in the water, and while it was underwater, it was still flaming. So, yeah, I don't know, just from a safety perspective, and also just my understanding of it all, my ignorance, the AGMs just seem to be the safe bet for us at the moment. We're going to get at least 2 years out of these, probably 3, maybe 5. But then we might revisit the lithium thing. But at the moment, it's just a bit bamboozling to get straight answers on things, and the AGMs just seem to make sense. So I'm going to go with what makes sense. So these puppies here are going to be going down these steps and in there, and then we'll see how it all goes.